how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
What's your name?
Dixon.
Today we want to interview about food waste. So
Okay.
our question to you is, why do people waste so much food?
Because we buy too much than we can eat, and then there's too much food, we eat only a small part,
Yeah.
and then we have to throw out food because we just can't eat it and it goes bad. And sometimes it doesn't even go bad, it's just that the expiry date is very unnecessary. So you just put there and people see that the expiry date has expired. So they just throw it out, but the food is still good. So just good food gets thrown out. But there's lots of actually spoiled food that gets thrown out. But food is food. And many people in the world could eat that food. For example, in Africa, as you know. There are many places that actually suffer from starvation. And that's bad.
Thank you. One more question to you, and the question is, how much of the food you buy you actually consume, percentage-wise?
I'd say it's about 65.83 or something like that, because I definitely don't consume all the food. Because I just can't eat it, and it's bad for me. I have to make a new habit for it. But yeah, something like 63.83 or something like that. But I'll try to throw out less food. But I've been working on it, and I've gotten better at it. I used to just buy food and just throw all of it out because I just couldn't eat it. Have you had that problem as well?
Wait, so 26.17%
No,
gets thrown out? in your family.
63.5, something like, I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
68.56%.
Heavy numbers. Oh, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Liana.
Today we would like to ask you a few questions about food wastage.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
So the first question for you is, why do people waste food?
Because we have too much food.
And how is that?
So, in grocery stores, we have too much food to buy. If we don't have that much, we wouldn't buy it.
Okay. Numero duo question for you is, how much money does your family usually spend on food?
A month or day or week?
Weekly.
Weekly. So in month we actually spend about 300 euros. So for a week it's about 70 euros, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. How much of the food you buy you actually consume, percentage-wise?
I think about 70%.
So 30% of that goes to waste.
Exactly.
And how do you feel about that?
Pretty bad, but we actually don't just throw it out. We take this food to countryside and we give it to some animals or something.
So you have like a summer house that you feed your wasted food to your animals, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. So next question is, do you know or can you guess how many people die from hunger each year?
About 5 million billion. I don't know.
So this year, the last year in 2018, 36 million people died from hunger.
Just from hunger.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's pretty bad.
What are your thoughts about that?
I want to cry.
Okay, me too. And last but not least, do you have any suggestions on how people could stop wasting food?
We just don't need to buy that much food. We need to calculate all the food situation every day.
And are you willing to do that in your family?
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi guys, what's your name?
My name's Dennis.
Gustav?
So, we would like to ask you a few questions about food waste. So, our first question is, why do people waste so much food?
They produce too much food to eat themselves.
They buy too much food and they don't really care about the food. It doesn't really touch them in any kind of way.
So, our second question is, how much money does your family usually spend on food weekly?
Weekly, I don't know. It's in 100 euros.
It's way too much than it should be.
Yes, I agree.
So, and do you agree with how much money they spend, or you would like to change something about it?
No, I think that we buy too much food and we waste it.
A lot of food is thrown out in the garbage from our family, so I think we should buy less.
Our third question is, how much of the food you buy you actually consume, percentage-wise?
I can't tell. It's in like 70%.
I would say like 60%.
So, like 30% of your food goes
Yes.
completely in the trash.
Yes.
And for you, it's 40%, it just goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Too bad, too bad. Do you know, or can you guess how many people die from hunger each year?
12,000. I know, yeah. 3 million.
12 million.
Last year, it was 36 million a year.
Close, close, close.
And last but not least, do you have any suggestions on how people could stop wasting food?
I know they could. They would need to go to buy. They need to go buy food less often, once per month, and just buy a lot and then eat it all.
Buy what you need, not what you want.
Thank you guys. Hey guys, how are you and what's your name? How are you today and what's your name?
I'm good today. My name is Jette.
My name is Kathleen.
So we would like to ask you a few questions about food waste.
Okay.
Our first question is, why do people waste so much food?
I don't know. I waste food too.
I don't know.
Our second question is, how much money does your family usually spend on food weekly?
15 euros.
100 euros. 100.
Oh, that's a big difference between you guys. Okay. How much of the food you buy you actually consume, percentage-wise?
Half.
Yes.
So half of your food gets thrown out in the bin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad, that's sad. So, do you know, or can you guess how many people die from hunger each year?
I don't know. I think the most people die like in Africa because there are no food for them.
Do you have any numbers, like any
10
guesses?
million.
Fill the room with the juice.
Last year, it was
That's a lot.
36 million. In a year, 36 million died. So, the last question. Do you have any suggestions on how people can stop wasting food?
I think they need to plan like what they to eat. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Same
agree
thing,
with-
yeah. Okay, thank you guys.